Yeah, I got the plan, I got the fam, I got the keys, I get to work. I am the man, you know what I'm saying, so leave it to me, cause I get it first. Yeah, woo, I've been going all day, man. Same plan, can't change that. Till I'm riding around, whole squad sitting back, chilling in the Maybach. Yeah, only as deep as your roots go. I don't do corny like fructose. If you got the drummer, that's word of my mama. I'll cover you up like a tombstone. I was fast in my past, now you see I'm the one. They say work, never work. If you work and it's fun, we on a winning team. On top where you find us, we can do anything. Non-stop till our time's up. We on a winning team. On top where you find us, we can do anything. Non-stop till our time's up. We can do, ayy, we coming up from the dirt, ayy. They tryna get us to fall, ayy. I don't even gotta flex now, boy. It's only win by the fault, ayy. Taking off with the ring, ain't nothing left, man. We the kings, ran with the team, ran with the dream, ran with the one fan in the seats, ayy. I pay my dues, check the receipt. Looking at you, you already peaked. Way back then. You can't follow with my tracks, man. I was fast in my past, now you see I'm the one. They say work, never work. If you work and it's fun, we on a winning team. On top where you find us, we can do anything. Non-stop till our time's up. We on a winning team. On top where you find us, we can do anything. Non-stop till our time's up. We on a winning team. On top where you find us, we can do anything. Non-stop till our time's up. We on a winning team. On top where you find us, we can do anything. Non-stop till our time's up.
coming up to the line, being chased, and it was Braden Johnson. Unbelievable finish. It was 1/1000th of a second between them.
Green flag in the air. We are racing in the 2020 24 Hours of Daytona.
They go door to door for the feature race lead here on the last lap of the race. Side by side for the race lead in the final corner at Homestead.
Down the back straightaway, 3 wide again for the race lead. This is unbelievable stuff here tonight.
Loma is going to have to be very deep on the brakes, and he is very deep on the brakes. It's side by side through the corner. This is for the win.
It'll be side by side. Davies low, Ottinger high. To the very inside is Garrett low. 4 wide at the stripe. For all he's worth here on this outside line, neck and neck. Who's gonna back out? Does anyone back out? Verstappen starts to squeeze on the inside, and now he'll try and straight line it. Goes under the apron, drag race to the line. It's so close to call. Tonight, we take a different turn. One where we turn right to go left. One that slings dirt all too well. Good evening, sim racing fans, and welcome to the opening race of the AMB Outdoors QuickTime Sprint Car Series and the bottom shelf diecast Eldora kickoff from the virtual Eldora Speedway right here on the KBueno Racing Network. Hello everybody, glad to have you join us for what will be a first for us here at the KBueno Racing Network, where alongside Glenn Bundren Jr. and Francisco Bacalhau, my name is Kenneth Bueno. And Glenn, I'll turn to you first, of course, driver and owner of the Bundren Lawn Care Series that we covered your series literally last night, but it's our first time here covering dirt in a league on its first race. There's been some hype around what this race will be about and all the drivers here tonight, but it is surely going to be a lot of fun moving forward.
A lot of hype, Kenneth. I appreciate you letting me be on the broadcast team tonight and alongside with Francisco. Yeah, the hype was real in offseason whenever JJ texted me a couple months ago and said, will you be interested in helping out in the the A and B Outdoors QuickTime series? I said, sure, absolutely. He's a good friend of mine. He's a good friend of you, Kenneth, Francisco. Yeah, there's a lot of hype around this. It's a new league for KBRN to broadcast. I think it's the first dirt race, I believe, for you, Kenneth, on KBRN. So, hype is real. I hope this league turns out to be pretty good and puts on the show every night.
And Francisco, I'll turn over to you as we wane down the practice time. And I know that this is our first time covering dirt as well. I know you were joining me over at LWC NASCAR Cup Series, obviously only covering the asphalt side of things, but going here with the 410 sprint cars and at a track like Eldora Speedway, it is surely going to bring a lot of the madness, going to bring a lot of the chaos, but surely is going to be one that we'll remember surely as the first, not only on the KBueno Racing Network, but a first in this league as well.
Yeah, without a doubt, and I'd like to welcome everybody who's watching tonight. Yeah, tonight we're here at the Eldora Speedway, a popular dirt track among all sorts of racing fans, between stock cars, you know, the NASCAR Truck Series coming here, and obviously the 410 sprint cars, and all sorts of dirt track racing series. So we're gonna have a great night here tonight, the three of us in the booth. We hope everybody's able to enjoy the debut of this series, and we're hoping to enjoy a good race and bring it to you.
Definitely going to be a lot of fun. But right before we get to the action, we will bring in the owner and founder of the AMB Outdoors QuickTime Sprint Car League, Sprint Car Series himself. That is JJ Hill. And JJ, well, certainly we appreciate you here, and obviously we welcome you first of all. It's a pleasure to have you, and to start, we have this league kicking off its first season tonight with you all the way at the helm. I want you to just give us an overview of what this league is like, and especially what this league will be all about as we continue to move forward, starting here tonight.
Well, for starters, Kenneth, I want to especially thank you for coming on board with us and broadcasting this hopefully going to be great series. this series is really just going to be for just a bunch of friends who love dirt racing. There's not really a lot of dirt iRacing leagues, so I decided to start one. I think we're going to have some of the best racing KBRN has ever seen. And if the car count tonight has anything to say about it, we're going to have one person go home tonight. $5 on the line. It may not be a lot, but we got a 20 or 3 race season. Money prize every single race. We're out here just to have fun, put on and watching at home and ourselves.
And there's no doubt and no question that you've been obviously an avid dirt fan, a fan of dirt racing, and particularly the sprint car racing in the World of Outlaws and their championship every single week. I know you're always watching and tuning into the Dirt Vision broadcast, but when it came to this series on the iRacing platform, especially on the sim side, what was the motive, or what was really the turning point at that time before this league was created that made you say, hey, I'm going to start a sprint car league and I'm going to try to do it the best way possible?
Well, I think it really started when the Outlaw season ended. There was a little void there for me, and I'm a very big dirt fan, as you know. So I felt like I wanted to, create a league where it's just dirt racing and we're having fun. Really, that was the main motive. I wanted to have fun in a league where I can turn it, like, hopefully into something big. And I think a sprint car league is just what the iRacing platform needs right now. And it's really just, this entire series is going to be made for fun, having fun, and to put on a good show for the broadcast.
Certainly fun will be some of the themes to work over here tonight. JJ, we certainly appreciate the time. I know we're just as excited as you are to get things rolling here tonight. So we'll let you step out and we'll let you enjoy this opening race the best way you can. Obviously, thank you for joining us, and we just wish you the best of luck.
Thanks, guys. And really quick, I want to say thank you to all of our sponsors who have come on board this season, especially Bottom Shelf Diecast sponsoring this entire Eldora Nationals weekend. Huge thanks to him. Go follow him on Instagram at Bottom Shelf Diecast. Got to also thank Dirtman Photography. He's a huge partner in our league. He's going to sponsor the Nationals, Knoxville Nationals, in the World Finals at Volusia. He's also our Pole Award sponsor and our Hard Charger Award sponsor. Also got to thank our series sponsor, A&B Outdoors. Great outdoors company. Just huge thank you to all of our partners that we're going to be working with this season.
Well, JJ, we'll let you go over as Heat 1 will now begin to be here and get drawn here. Well, we wish you the best of luck, and we certainly appreciate the time. Thank you, JJ.
All right. Thanks, guys.
That was JJ Hill, owner and founder of the A&B Outdoors QuickTime Sprint Car Series. Just before we get going, we'll just take a little more of a reference of where we are in the virtual world as we take a look at our KBRN Track Map with images provided by Google Earth. Going to take away all the way down to New Weston, Ohio, where you'll find the little stout, the Eldora Speedway, 0.5 miles, opened in 1954. We're not on the asphalt this time. We're going to be slicking clay around here, a surface of clay around this racetrack. And we got banking in the turns as well. There's 24 degrees in the turns, or at least 8 degrees on the straight, or at least that is for the, I believe 24 is just a little bit too big, at least in this track's case. But still, nonetheless, some little bit of banking to work with as we continue to move forward. We do have Heat 1 underway, or at least right there all behind the pace truck. So we'll look over to row number 1. It is 6 drivers. 16 have made this field tonight, so no drivers will be eliminated. No drivers will be going home. Parker White, Aiden Kirker, Brady Wyman, Jesse Atkinson, Shani Mantovo, Marshall Ryder. This will be the 6 in Heat number 1. I'll turn to you guys. Obviously, Glenn, first of all, I know this is your first time covering any sort of league. And this is your first time at the broadcast. We were supposed to have you over at the All-Star race at the Bunch of Lawn Care Series, but we are still here nonetheless. We're still going to get this done. And I think a simple question to bring over to you, what's going to be the expectations here for tonight as we look over to these heat races with a star-studded field?
Man, first off, I'm excited for this series and for this race in particular. It's my first race, like you said, Kenneth. I'm expecting a lot of slide jobs, honestly. I'm a big dirt fan. I'm like JJ. We got a local dirt track about 50 minutes away from where I live personally. So dirt's really been in my family's for a while. Cause my dad raced in the late model division in Crown Point, Indiana, whenever they had a dirt track. So he raced dirt late models there for a couple of years and really didn't like it. He said he went to asphalt afterwards, but still, it's good to tell our viewers that I have family members that have raced them on dirt.
Francisco, obviously, I know for certain you definitely don't watch dirt on a daily basis. I know JJ obviously has watched each and every single week, but what are your expectations to look forward to? As we have a lot of drivers from different leagues going into this one, and slinging the sprint car is a very powerful race car around a track like this to start the season.
You're right, I don't watch that much dirt, but in the dirt races that I have watched, they're very entertaining. You never know what's going to happen until the checkered flag's waving. We see a lot of familiar names, but you never know with the dirt surface what could play different. A lot of different racing types produce different sorts of expectations, and the pace truck is getting ready to pull off, and we're going to get ready for the green flag for the first heat here at Eldora.
Heat 1 underway as Parker White and Aiden Kirker will lead the field to the green flag. 8 laps, no cautions, all action. They're already 3 wide as Brady Wildman had a little bit of a moment down low. Meanwhile, Aiden Kirker will make the slide job. He'll take the race lead lap 1.
Kirker leading Parker White. These two familiar with each other on the asphalt side of things, battling for the lead in the dirt. But looking back into that third position, don't look now, but there's Atkinson trying to chase down the top 2. And there's the 51 of Brady Wildman back and forth.
You're still looking for... Oh, go ahead, Glenn.
Kirker's... go ahead, Nick.
They're still moving around as Atkinson will move over to the podium spot. Was in a fight with Brady Wildman. Nonetheless, they will still single file out. 5 laps to go already in the heat as Kirker seems to look as he's running away with this heat so far. He's zooming all the way to the bottom, and something we've already mentioned, Glenn, or at least something we have yet to mention on the dirt side of things, the different grooves we'll see. We'll see the track get very slick over the course of this race as you're watching Parker White and Jesse Atkinson go battle, but at least in terms of this race itself and the way dirt surfaces really adapt on the iRacing platform, there's going to be grooves going all over the track, especially as we move forward.
Yeah, Kenneth. Normally in heat races on dirt, the bottom is the preferred line. I mean, Parker is trying to make the top rip right now, but yeah, he's having no progress of running down Aiden Kirker at the moment. But he can keep trying though. But I don't think the top's going to be the preferred line in the heat race tonight. Might be in the future though, but I just don't see it happening. But Aiden Kirker's going to take a white flag here. He looks like he's going to be walking a dog and getting his first career heat win in the outdoor series.
Final lap around turns 3 and 4. Very, very quickly around Eldora. Aiden Kirker will take the win in heat number 1. Parker White will be second. Jesse Atkinson in third. Brady Wildman will hang on for 4th. D. Mantova 5th. Marshall Ryder, who started on the pits, he is 6th. We're going to get actually a quick short interview with the winner of our heat. And before we go over to heat number 2, that is Aiden Kirker. Aiden, I know it was a very quick heat, about 8 laps. What are your thoughts so far on what this car is feeling like at this Eldora Speedway tonight?
Oh, it's handling really good. I was a little scared making that 3 wide off turn 2. I was scared that either Parker was going to shoot down or Brady was going to shoot up and we were going to wreck. Thankfully we didn't, and was able to figure out a pretty good run, or a pretty good line, I think, for that feature race. Pretty confident in our chances tonight. It's really nice to be able to start on pole, or pole for the feature race.
Certainly going to be a good look up from front, right where the pace car is, all in clean air. Aiden, we wish you the best of luck, and of course, congratulations on your heat win. We look forward to seeing what you can do in the feature tonight.
All right, thanks, guys.
That's Aiden Kirker, your winner, heat number 1. Already moving on to heat number 2. This time, it's 6 cars once again, but a different look as Mason Thompson, Cody Meadows will be at the front. JJ Hill, league owner we just talked to, will be 3rd. Zach Arnold 4th. Richard Kirker, father of Aiden Kirker we just talked to, he'll be starting 5th. And Zachary Cox will be in P number 6. That'll finalize this heat number 2 to finalize the rest of this field. Francisco, your thoughts before we go green here?
Yeah, I just want to elaborate on what Glenn said towards the end of that last heat. The track is going to continue to change. These guys are going to continue to wear in and use the racetrack, and hopefully by the future we get to see all the lanes available as the green flag's waving, and we're underway already for the second heat.
Thompson shoots out to the early lead, but he has Meadows behind him. Meadows right to his bumper. Might pull a flag job there, side by side, 3 and 4.
Still side by side in the 3 and 4s. They continue to work through. That is Cody Meadows looking to the bottom. They're going to make contact as the 14 of Mason Thompson is around. He'll have damage and he'll immediately be rendered out of this race. The 88 of Mello will continue to lead the way, but look at JJ Hill found his way from 3rd. He's up to 2nd as he's trying to chair to the race leader.
JJ Hill trying to close in on the 88. Can he do it? I think he will. I think he's been preaching that he's been good at this track. I spoke to him before the race actually on Snapchat, and he said if he's going to get a win, it's going to be tonight. So a huge run off of turn 2 for JJ Hill.
Oh, and he clappers the wall there, and he's around. Oh.
Huge flip for JJ Hill. He's also going to be out of this race. That leaves Cody Meadows with practically no pressure. Maybe up to Zach Arnold, who might have a chance, but there are just 4, now 3 as they're coming across the start-finish line off turn 4. 3 laps to go in heat number 2. So far, 2 drivers pretty much out of this race is Thompson and JJ Hill, but JJ still holding on strong. Meadows continues to lead. He'll take 2 laps to go from Eldora in this heat second.
How about Richard Kirker up in that 3rd spot? Aiden Kirker won that first heat. This is his father right now running in 3rd position. You see, trying to battle for that 3rd spot. So what a way if these two are able to get some top 3 finishes here in these heats so they can race each other in that feature event as the white flag waves for Meadows.
Meadows walking a dog again, like in the last heat, but I think but he off of turn number 4, and Meadows will take the heat win. Good job for the 88 of Meadows.
Zach Arnold will be 2nd. Richard Kirker will finish 3rd. Just like you mentioned, obviously father of the Heat 1 winner that we just mentioned, Aiden Kirker. So it's good to see a little father-son battling right here in the racetrack. It's going to be even more competitive once they actually find each other out onto the racetrack. We'll find ourselves into the 3rd heat of the evening, as we will find all the drivers that are starting to make their way down to the pit lane right behind the iRacing official pace truck. The driver field will look as follows. Cole Williams will be starting onto the front row, as Caleb Morrissey will be 2nd, Willie Cuddy will be 3rd, Cameron McHone will be 4th, Alex Gretz will be 5th. That'll be all 5 sprint cars that'll make their way through this field, at least in terms of this heat specifically, as we continue to move forward. I mean, so far, some quick action. I mean, it's very different from what we see over on the asphalt side of things, because obviously the racing is fast, obviously the cars are fast, but in a sense of dirt racing, when you go to this type of setting, it is a lot quicker. The races go by a lot quicker. There's heat racing, a couple that are a short amount of laps, and then we're only going to have a 30-lap feature to decide a winner here tonight at Eldora. So way different from some of the likes that we've seen with the asphalt side and the stock cars that go way longer, and it's not as quick pace as this.
Yeah, every racing series has its own style, and they grow unique for each other. So like Formula 1 has their Grand Prix styles, IndyCar has their own way of like racing laps. MotoGP, everything has its own sort of form, and dirt racing naturally has heat racing after qualifying to determine the actual starting order for the feature race, and then obviously you have a feature race to determine the winner of the entire event. So it's its own thing, and it's traditionally been that way, so we enjoy to see it here. Cole Williams is on pole for this heat, and I believe this is the final heat of the night. So right after this, we'll get started on that feature event, and I think we'll see some different type of racing in that feature event. We see a lot of aggression, and we probably don't see everybody completely trying their best, probably knowing that they are safe to make it into the feature event. So maybe we'll see in that feature event everybody go 100% and go for that win, knowing that there's some money on the line. So we're half a lap from green. Any last second thoughts?
Glenn, I'll turn over to you first on this.
Yeah, I mean, what we saw with the last 2 heats, the top actually was barely getting there. I think in this heat and even in the feature, the top will be the preferred line as the pace truck goes in, and Cole Williams will lead it to green flag for the 42. The 42 goes into turn 1 for the first time in this heat.
Remember, we will have awards be given out to the drivers here tonight. We'll have our Dirtman Photography QuickTime Award, and we'll have our Dirtman Photography Hard Charger Award. So the driver that gains the most positions through this race will have an award given out. Of course, the feature will have awards on its own. $5 to the first place driver, second place will earn $3, third place will be the podium at $1. Meanwhile, we're looking at the battle for first, as Cole Williams has a hard charging Caleb Morrissey right behind him, trying to make the move to the inside, still stable though on lap 3.
All sorts of pressure from Caleb Morrissey on Cole Williams, but Cole Williams will keep the lead for now. You see the different lines that each other's running. Caleb's running a little bit higher on the entry versus Cole Williams entering low, and you see just how that's working for each driver, and which one's able to run it best is going to be who comes out ahead. You see Caleb trying to get to the inside of Cole Williams. He's going to try the slide job here.
Here's a crossover by Cole Williams on the bottom as he'll make the move for the race lead. Caleb Morrissey will try to look for the bottom though again.
Good racing here at Eldora Speedway. Cole Williams is try and rip the top. Oh, and they barely almost make contact. Caleb is trying to is going on the top, looks down low. They're going to be side by side, coming in 3 and 4 this time.
Another slide job move. Go ahead, Francisco.
I was simply just gonna say 2 laps to go from the finish, and we're setting ourselves up for a good finish to the last heat of the night. You see, they're side by side, neck and neck. Who's gonna come out on top? It's gonna be who can deliver the last slide job, and a crossover by Cole Williams coming to the white flag. 1 lap to go. You got this, Kenneth.
It'll be the last lap and the last lap every single time around. The 6 of Morrissey's going to try one more time. Down the bottom, maybe a slide job to make it work. Williams will try to defend. He'll put the crossover to the inside. Cole Williams will win heat number 3 in phenomenal fashion over the 6. And what a clean battle that was between both of them. That would certainly be a lot of fun. I think certainly will set the tone for the rest of this one as we move forward here tonight. I believe now we have our last chance qualifiers in terms of these drivers that were in this heat. A larger field, significantly be about, I believe, 8 drivers opposed to 6. There's 2 more. Remember, we have drivers getting in. Remember, everybody will get in, so regardless of the finishing order, there'll be no drivers heading home here tonight. But just before we get over to this final LCQ, before we head over to the feature, I want to shout out one of the sponsors of this series, Bottom Shelf Diecast, the sponsor of the Eldora Kickoff. And they sell diecast all on their page, and from every type of way, from the NASCAR Cup Series and beyond. They sell diecast that you can desire any sort of way. So you can visit their Instagram, Bottom Shelf Diecast, and you can visit all their platforms as they bring the sponsor here for tonight's event. A lot of sponsors here to thank. Obviously, JJ did mention a good chunk of them at Dirtman Photography, A&B Outdoors that sponsors this league. We'll have the national sponsored once again. We'll have a lot of sponsors in this league, of course, so you'll be hearing non-stop plugs at least throughout for the most part. But now we're seeping into this 10-lap heat, a little bit longer, but a lot more drivers in this group. And of course, this will set the order position in terms of where the drivers will be in the grid. Glenn, any drivers you have your eye on, any drivers you're keeping your eye out for, especially in this heat, to possibly take a win?
I got my eye on Alex Grates, man. Every time he gets into a race car, he performs remarkably great. I mean, good, and just he's an all-around good person, a good driver. So I got my eye on the 09.
Francisco, who do you got in mind here for this LCQ to go to the feature?
I wouldn't count out that number 20 of Shane DiMantova. He's been looking a little quick. He was 5th in that heat race of his. He's starting 4th, so hopefully with some good track position and a good start, he's able to get up there and challenge for a win or a 2nd place. But look out for that number 20 car. And we're getting ready for the LCQ here. Everyone's gonna make it, as you mentioned, so we'll have to see what happens here. Any last sort of thrill for the win, as we just saw in that last heat. So
I hope it's clean like that last heat we had. That was remarkably good race.
That was phenomenal racing that we saw over to the heat between Cole Williams and Caleb Morrissey. We still got this last chance qualifier to decide, though, and we've got the green flag set over in the air as Brady Weileman will lead the field to the green. He's got a lot of drivers behind to fend off, though. Zachary Cox and Alex Grates already moved up to 2nd.
My pick is ripping the top right now. He's going to get a huge run off of 4 in the turn 1. He is like 2 car lengths behind Willman. Yes, still 2 car lengths behind Willman as the race in the 3 and 4.
you see the dirt all over the top lane still, but as the night continues, it will get progressively better, but it is coming in more in handy now than it did earlier in the night. You see he's going to have a great run through the center of the corner. He's going to try and turn down under Brady Weileman. Can he have a look under him? He's just going to follow him into the corner as we're about to start the 4th lap of this 10-lap LCQ. We're already heading towards a good battle for the potential win.
Already heading to the halfway point as Alex Gretz has been looking to set up that pass for just a couple of laps. He's been using that high side. He just got a little bit loose, a little bit squirrely there to the bottom. That did lose him some time to Brady Weileman. Meanwhile, if you're looking over the battle for 3rd on back, Marshall Ryder is holding off a gaggle of sprint cars in J.J. Hill, Cameron McCone, Zachary Cox, and Mason Thompson, Shani Mantova there in this group as well. Lots of battling to be done for that 3rd position, but meanwhile, it is still close-knit for the race lead in this last chance qualifier. There's contact!
Oh!
Contact between the 2 leaders.
Alex retains the lead, and he has about 2 seconds over Marshall Ryder as Alex hits the backstretch. Can Marshall Ryder close in 4 laps? I don't think he will, but he's going to try, man. Marshall Ryder, I believe, drives a dirt late model at Lernerville, actually, in our racing. So and in real life. So he has some dirt experience, but I think this one's wrapped up for Alex.
This is when Brady Wildman's glad that everybody's going to be able to make the show, because easily a lot more people show up, and that's his day done. But you feel bad for him, but at least he'll have another chance at the feature race, as Greats is leading, coming to the final lap of this LCQ. And what it was a good battle while it lasted.
Definitely was a good battle while it lasted. Unfortunate that it did not last longer to the end of this LCQ, as Alex K. Gretz an easy lead over Marshall Ryder. He'll take to turns 3 and 4, and he will win the last chance qualifier and move on. Obviously, everybody moves on, but he'll be the winner. He'll be the highest finisher and the highest running in the position order once we get to the green flag in this feature. So he'll take over. Marshall Ryder will be second. JJ Hill will capture third on the podium, as we will look to this starting lineup for the feature race here from Eldora Speedway for the Eldora Kickoff here, presented by Bottom Shelf Diecast. Unfortunately, the grid marker will not be sufficient, so we'll go over the grid as follows. Aiden Kirker will be first. Cody Meadows second. Cole Williams will be sitting from third. Parker White of the Buncher Machine will be fourth. Zach Arnold will be in this top 5. Kayla Morrissey sixth. Jesse Atkinson into the 7th position. Richard Kirker, father of Aiden Kirker, will be sitting 8th. Willie Cuddy will be 9th. Alex K. Gretz, winner of the LCQ, he'll be 10th, and followed by Marshall Ryder, JJ Hill in 12th. 13th, Cameron McCone, Zachary Cox 14th, Mason Thompson 15th. Rounding out this entire field is Brady Wildman, who wrecked, unfortunately, in that last chance qualifier. One of the things we're going to be seeing is a little bit of a tribute to the fans watching here on the KBueno Racing Network. We'll have a 4-wide salute as all the drivers will start to make their way up, and we'll see every single driver 4x4 all the way down, and a tribute to everyone watching. These are the best that we're seeing here tonight in the A&B Outdoors Sprint Car Series, and we are happy to have you join us as everyone looks towards all these sprint cars. So much horsepower, a lot to look forward to in the Eldora Kickoff tonight.
This is a beautiful sight. You love to see it. 1 to green. These guys are already filing back into their positions. We're in for a good race, I believe. It's a short one, but you really hope to think that that's a good one. We see Aiden Kirker there in that number 17. He earned that quick time in qualifying and won that heat, so he starts in that first position, along with Meadows, winner of the other heat, and Cole Williams, the winner of the third heat. So the heat winners in the top 3 positions as we're getting ready to go green here, Kenneth.
Going green, Kirker and Meadows will be the first 2 as they stop on the gas pedal. We're live and green for the Eldora Kickoff and Bottom Shelf Diecast in the A&B Outdoors Sprint Car Series. Kirker up to the front, Meadows up there 3 wide behind as Cole Williams will find his way under Parker White. Everybody scrambling for position on lap 1.
Aiden Kirker will lead lap 1, but the top side, I believe, will be the line to beat it. So you're going to see a lot of slide jobs, probably early on, just trying to get track position. But Meadows is trying to look underneath Kirker as they hit into one Francisco.
Yeah, but don't look now. There comes that number 6 of Caleb Morrissey. He's making a strong move. He started a little bit further back than some of these front guys, but you see he's already up to that second spot, currently battling with Meadows for second, but they're both right behind race leader Aiden Kirker, but them continuing the battles allowing Aiden to keep the lead. You see Parker White and Cole Williams, I believe, that's battling for the 4th spot, so great racing early on in this race.
Morrissey trying to hold on to 4th, but here comes Cole Williams with help. Parker White behind. They're about single file, mostly behind them as Kirker continues to lead this race. Meadows will be down to the bottom. It's not good enough to take position just yet, and obviously we're already seeing these lines develop. Saw Kirker all the way to the bottom, used up the dirt all the way down to the inside wall, and is now all the way riding up the top wall. And look, now changing positions down to the middle of the racetrack. So we're already seeing drivers using different lines throughout this track and already making the most out of the race cars tonight.
Yeah, the high line has definitely come in already. You can see them getting all the way up against the wall. As you see, Meadows nearly made contact. He actually almost made contact the lap before to get by that number 6 of Caleb Morrissey. So, like Glenn alluded to in those heats, the high line was going to come in, and it has come in, and we can see it's a full effect.
That is right. They're usually in the heats. All the cars run to the bottom to try to get all the motion. It's the shortest way around here at Eldora Speedway, as Kirker's going to try to bottom again. But a huge run by Meadows. He's going to get side by side in the 3 and 4.
Meadows gonna make his way to the inside on that crossover. Not good enough to close the top, as Kirker will continue to lead this race. He'll try the slide job. Maybe slipped in the way of Morrissey. He'll work up to second. They're still there. They might be approaching lap traffic soon, I believe, as they're getting around this racetrack. The 0.5 miles. There's one of the lap cars down there. I believe that is Zachary Cox. Is a huge crash. Cole Williams up and over.
The leaders are crashing.
Leaders involved. As a huge wreck.
That's not what you want to see. That is not what you want to see.
Williams
caution.
Upside down. Caution flag. Lap 11. We'll take a look. And this was a hard battle there. Francisco. Unbelievable.
Yeah, I don't know if the camera got it, but after Cole Williams flipped, there was actually contact between Caleb Morrissey and Aiden Kirker when the yellow came out. So I don't know if the camera, if we can get a look at that, because that's a wild hit into the fence. But the leaders actually made contact. You see them going down the racetrack there. I don't know what happened there.
See, they made initial contact. There's Cole right there. No contact with the lap car, but just tried to fill in the space, and was not enough for both of them as they both got into contact. Then Kirker goes back at him. Contact after. And our yellow flag, as looks like Morrissey will be the race leader. Still on this track. An update to Aiden Kirker. He is now sitting in 13th. He's down pit road. Williams obviously with a sustained amount of damage. He's 14th. Might be the end of his night. As we continue.
You hate to see it happen. I'm sorry.
No, go ahead.
No, you hate to see it this early. This is a short race, and it happened way before lap 10. So it's unfortunate to see two of the top contenders out early. You know, it was relative racing incidents, so nothing too crazy there. So unfortunate for those two guys.
Yeah, I mean, not what we want to see here. I mean, I had Kirker in my top three. I wasn't picking him to win, but he had a pretty fast car in the two heat races that we had, and he's a clean driver overall. As the pace car goes in, we're gonna go green again. So Caleb will lead it down into turn one. Kenneth.
Laps will not count under yellow, as we were on lap number 11 when the caution came out. We're still now up to lap 12 as we got that restart. Look who's up to second, though. Jesse Atkinson has found his way to the front, and he might be the next challenger to face that number 88 of Meadows, who's been strong tight for second and has yet to make his case for the race lead. Did see a couple of these drivers in this heat already. There's Cole Williams, who's now sitting 13th. He might go one lap down. Still Morrissey holding strong at the top of this field right now.
You alluded to it just a little bit before there, Kenneth, that only green flag laps will count tonight. So anytime we have a yellow flag put out on the racetrack, the laps will stop counting, the count will stop, and we will run laps until we go green and we continue again. But right now, Morrissey in the lead. You see Meadows trying to gain as much ground as he can, running that same outside line.
Yeah, definitely the top is preferred right now. I mean, you can maybe pull off a slide job, but you don't want to overcook it and get yourself in the fence and flip as Morrissey gets close to the wall there, off of 2, I believe. Yeah. So almost halfway done with this race. It's been clean overall. We got one car sideways, but he saves that. I believe that was Hill. But up front, Morrissey still leads over Meadows by almost a second. Parker White runs in, I believe, 4th. So
there's Marshall
not much
Ryder.
Really change over the top 4.
There's Marshall Ryder in the top 5. He's looking for that 4th spot. He's eagerly keeping his eyes on that green Bundren number 95, and also fitting as well. Glenn Bundren in the booth, and we're seeing this Bundren 95 walking around this racetrack. Obviously has sported those colors in a handful of leagues. Obviously the Bundren Lawn Care Series being one of them. He's pushed it in IceCar. He's done it in a couple other leagues here tonight. I know that must feel good, at least for you, Glenn, that you have your own brand plastered on a driver like Parker White. So such a talented driver, and especially that you've got your colors all the way, as we got a yellow on lap number 20 involving, I believe it was Cameron McCone. I believe he might have been the one involved for this yellow flag on lap number 20. We're already getting to 15 laps to go in our feature race event. We'll just take a look. We'll try to see what happened. It was right there in the middle of the battle between the 16 of Zachary Cox and Brady Walleman. Not sure whether he was the one who got involved here. Actually, no, there up ahead it was a 14 and JJ Hill in the 3.
Oh man. Oh, you hate to see that.
Seems as though Mason Thompson was kind of slipping around the racetrack. Seems as though he lost control of his sprint car, and then JJ nowhere to go there.
Yep. And the slick stuff, yeah. I mean, you don't want to run there. If you throttle off on the slick stuff, you just spin out like the 14 did and got popped by JJ. Unfortunate for JJ, no place to go.
Yeah, you see, he was right. You've noticed that cushion where on the line that they've been running up against the wall, it's basically put a bit of rubber between the lower lane and the lane that they're normally running. So basically that middle part is no man's land. It's basically like driving on ice. When they go, you see right there on this camera shot, actually, that black stuff that you see between the two lines, that's what's creating that sort of a slippery action that Glenn was talking about. The high line, it's very light. That's where everybody's running, so it's relatively clean. That's where the pace is at. Same thing on the very bottom, but that middle part of the racetrack, and that's the unfortunate thing with the way the track wears here, but that's what creates slide jobs and these excellent sort of racing opportunities that we do see. So it's a trade-off, but it's worth it.
We're going to see if it's worth it for a lot of these drivers to try and chase down race leader Caleb Morrissey. Pace truck is down. We're back under green with 15 laps to go, and already Meadows in the wall. He's going to have a charge. There's Atkinson for the race lead. Here's Meadows and Morrison. Going to look to the inside as Meadows and Morrissey been battling. More slide jobs happening with the top 5. Another yellow on the track.
Not sure who that was. We're going to have to get a KBRN replay. It's on the backstretch. The 14 again of Mason and I think Zachary Cox was involved in that. Oh, yeah. Gotta have to get another angle on that. Really didn't have nothing on it.
And it started with the 14.
Again. Gotten the slick stuff and spun it around again.
Yeah, that's unfortunate that it happened second time in a space of 2 laps and on the restart too. So luckily for most of the field, that was towards the further back, but unfortunate for that number 16 that he had nowhere to go to avoid that one. Yeah,
I'm actually getting a report that they're going to be short on fuel, so we're going to see how this is going to play out.
So if they're short on fuel, obviously they're going to have to make their way down pit road, but with the nature of these quick yellows on the dirt racing side, I believe we could see drivers have opportunities go down pit road, maybe now, maybe even later, but with all these yellows, I think it might not be enough to stretch it. We'll just have to see. We'll try to get further developments. Obviously, Glenn, if you can provide them to us as we continue to move forward. So Morrissey in this lead. Meadows will be second. They'll be followed through to third with Jesse Atkinson, Parker White, Marshall Ryder, Willie Cuddy. Go ahead, Glenn.
I just got word that they are the race will be concluded at lap 33. So on lap 32, the white flag will come out, and on lap 33, the checker will signify the end of the race. So I guess they can't add fuel because it's dirt and they're sprint cars. Cause I never had to make a pit stop, but it's the track is green and Caleb Morris. Oh, the slide job! Whoa, what a slide job that was by Meadows. He's gonna retain the race lead back again. So looking for him to pull away as he rips the lip as they sustain dirt race.
Still there, Meadows already to Morrissey, but Morrissey not able to hang on. It was an immediate move down there. I believe might have been some contact a little bit to the outside wall, but top 3 kind of spread out. Remember, obviously, as Glenn said, the race will end, the feature race at lap number 33. So around lap number 32, around lap number 33, we'll take our white flag and end the race for good or end this feature as Meadows will hold on. Morrissey down to second. They've now gapped themselves to Atkinson in third.
Interesting thing on that last restart, we saw it was a single file restart. I guess the admins deemed that it was better if we did a single file restart. You see, Morrissey went to the bottom of the racetrack. He actually did a slide job to take the lead away from Meadows, and they're going to continue to slide job by Meadows this time in turns 1 and 2. So we got a battle for the win brewing here with just a couple laps to go.
Man, it is brewing like I'm gonna start over. It is brewing like a leaf on a tree, if that's what they say in Southern Illinois. Stop! Oh, they almost made contact. The number 6 of Caleb will save it, and he will try again. He has, I believe, 7 laps this time, coming to 6 to go this time.
6 to go as they continue to move forward. Morrissey with that little hiccup. Now the gap is about 7/10 of a second and change as Meadows continues to lead. The top two are really broken away now. 2.2 seconds to Jesse Atkinson, who looked stout, who looked promising on the restarts. It looked like he was going to be able to take the race lead. Here might be a game changer, though, as Weileman in lap traffic will hand the lead over back to Morrissey. But that 88 is going to have a hard charge back in the turn. No slide job this time. He'll try it one next time.
Wow, lap traffic playing a huge factor. And look at that huge run from Meadows on the outside, but they're going to encounter lap traffic once again. In this corner is the 6 of Caleb Morrissey. Lost a lot of ground in 1 and 2, and he's fallen really far back. And he's actually, no, he's right there. He's right there as we're coming to 2 or 3 laps to go this time. So Caleb Meadows has this in the bag. I don't think Morrissey can run him down, barring any lap traffic incidents, as we see actually 2 cars side by side in front of the leader.
Oh, and contact with Cole Williams as Morrissey almost got involved, but they're still together now. Caution waves as Williams was in the heap of all of that mess, and he will be around. He's already off the racetrack. Caution waves with a couple of laps to go. I'm not sure whether we will end under the yellow flag. We'll see what officials determine on this one, but we will take a look as Williams. Oh, man, just right there at the wrong time. It was contact with lap car, with the lap car and the number, I believe it was the number 12 of Cameron McCone. As they're working side by side together, there was contact, and right in front of the leaders. Oh my goodness, Morrissey had such a close look.
And you have to question, how much damage does that 88 have on his car? Because if we do go back green, how much is it going to cost him? We saw the 6 of Morrissey come away, luckily missing Cole Williams, but if we do go back green, it's going to be interesting to see what happens here. Oh, look how close that is.
I'm going to tell you who we haven't talked about. We haven't talked about that 75 of Marshall Ryder all day. I mean, I think he started like 5th, and he's been quiet, but this allows Marshall to, hold up. They are racing to lap 35, so they are running the full distance because of the caution. I guess that's allowing them to save fuel, which I don't really get. But they are racing lap 35, excuse me. But back to Marshall Ryder. We haven't even talked about him today, so I would look for him as a big underdog, Kenneth.
Yeah, and certainly he's into this. And now that we have this yellow, it is all up for grabs, because it looked as though the top 2 of Meadows and Morrissey were going to be the 2 to be the ones fighting for this race lead. We did see Atkinson make a sprint go a couple of times. Now can we see the real dirt driver in Marshall Ryder, who goes to Lernerville for the late models? Could he make a charge for the race lead? We'll find out. 3 laps to go from Eldora. Meadows with a heavy lead. Still contact, though, a little bit further behind as they're trying to fight for 2nd and 3rd.
Meadows got the perfect restart that he needed to get out there and get the lead. Morrissey will settle out in 2nd. Marshall Ryder in that 3rd spot, I believe. So 2 laps to go. Who's going to come out on top here? Who's going to win the prize?
It's Bruin. He's going to pull a slide job right here. He's going to pull up under him. He's going to make that slide job. Morrison, everyone a caution. I think Morris got it. No, it was Meadows. Meadows got it at the timeline. So we'll restock him for 2 laps, and we'll have another shootout.
And we'll try one more time, as it looks like another yellow will come out just as we were looking at this, with just 2 laps to go. Unfortunately, I think some issues over on our side kind of preventing us from at least trying to get to some sort of a replay, and we'll try to get to you the best way we can should it be available. Actually, now I believe we do have it. I believe we do have the driver that was in trouble at the time of that yellow flag, with just 2 laps to go. And we'll try to take a look around this field, see if any of these drivers were involved. Saw some contact a little bit further up the field, and it actually was the 23 of Willie Cuddy who was involved in this one. It seems as though he was battling with Richard Kirker and then just got into the slick and turned around. Was able to get it back stable, but the car, I think, was going too slow, as iRacing determined that as a yellow flag. So now, guys, we've got a finish that could be determined between any of these drivers. I don't think you can count out any of these top 4 or 5 or maybe even 6. Or I think I may be being a little bit overzealous here. But your thoughts, Glenn, first, Francisco second, before we go green here for what could be the final restart here tonight.
Man, you can't overrule the top two getting together and maybe Martian Ryder or Parker White getting through and maybe perhaps winning. But it's gonna come down to the 88 and 6 as we get the 1-to-go signal. So we're gonna go green here, Francisco.
Yeah, don't rule out a slide job opportunity for the win. It was a move I made to take the lead from Mulrooney yesterday in the Bundren Lawn Care Series as the green flag comes out, and that could be what wins Meadows this race, as we got trouble in the back on the final lap of the race. They're too far back from Meadows through 3 and 4.
Meadows gonna work to 3 and 4, and he will take the victory in the Eldora Kickoff presented by Bottom Shelf Diecast. He holds all the other competitors off as a fight from Marshall Ryder and Caleb Morrissey was just not enough. The 88 of Cody Meadows wins tonight's event and the opening race of the A&B Outdoors QuickTime Sprint Car Series tonight. He's going to go right to the front straightaway and immediately celebrate after what was a hard-earned victory. And guys, a race that we saw was very compelling, especially at the front. We saw slide jobs everywhere. We saw moves for heat wins, for LCQ wins, and now the feature race, which belongs to Cody Meadows tonight.
Yeah, what an overall great race. I mean, with the heats, features, everything was on point. You had slide jobs, you had people flipping, just a great, I guess what you call this, an opener, if you will, Kenneth. I think that's what we would call it, an opener. Yeah. So I would say I'll rate this race a 10 out of 10. It had everything, Kenneth. Jessica, what do you think?
Yeah, it was a great job. The whole good race by that 88 team. They did exactly what they wanted to do. They came out here. They had a great battle with several different drivers, and like I mentioned, that slide job there before that fast caution came out was exactly what gave him the lead for the restart, and we saw that's what led him to prevail. And as you see, look on the timing screens right there before we get ready to show you the results. Second and third were separated by just 0.02 of a second, so close margins between the top 3 spots, as we know that money is being given out to those positions here tonight.
Money will be thrown out, and of course we will have interviews with our top 3, but we'll take a short break, and when we come back, we'll have more coverage from the Bottom Shelf Diecast Eldora Speedway Kickoff in the A&B Outdoor Sprint Car Series, and we'll have our KBRN post-race coverage brought to you by SDC with everything you need to know as we wrap up here tonight from New Weston, Ohio. Don't go anywhere. We've got more coming next.
It's the thirstiest time of the year. Hey. I have just one query.
Want a Sprite cranberry?
The answer is clear. It's the thirstiest time of the year. Sprite, let's go.
Welcome back to the Eldora Speedway, where we kick off our KBRN post-race coverage, brought to you by SDC. And what a night we had for the A&B Outdoor Sprint Car Series and the Bottom Shelf Diecast Eldora kickoff here tonight. Of course, from the virtual Eldora Speedway, and an insane night. Had a lot of drivers in the mix, had a lot of drivers fighting for the win, but it was Cody Meadows who was able to nab the win, and of course $5 for the win in the opening race here for this series tonight. We'll bring him in from Victory Circle. And Cody, an unbelievable race for you, at least through this field, and hard charging race. You had a lot to go through, and you were certainly fighting off a lot of great drivers in order to capture this win here tonight. What really set it off for you here at Eldora that really made you so competitive starting in this race?
He's muted.
I believe he's I believe he does not have a role. I believe they're kind of limited over to the permissions at least.
There you go.
All right, Cody. All right, now that we've got you into Victory Circle, just walk us through this race, and especially what really made you so competitive here tonight. I know there was a lot of drivers going at you, a lot of drivers making those slide job moves, eagerly trying to get to the race lead, but you're able to hold on. Just walk us through how you were able to do so, and just how you were able to stay competitive through this night and taking this win here at Eldora. Do we have Cody Meadows in here in the Victory Circle? Cody?
Hello.
Hello. Cody. Well, I guess I'll ask you for the third time. Well, another win here in the opening race in the NBA Outdoor Sprint Car Series. You led a good chunk of the laps. Obviously, you led 10, but nonetheless, you were fighting a lot of drivers to get to this Victory Circle. Obviously, drivers like Morrissey, Ryder, Atkinson along the way. Just walk us through how you were able to stay so competitive and how you were able to nab away a win here in this opening race.
Technical difficulties.
Oh boy.
I can't. The push to talk is not working.
Well, can you hear me through the questions? Oh, he's getting that situation figured out from a Victory Circle. So obviously, some of the issues with the virtual side of things, sometimes things do not go the way, especially on the technical side. It's not as easy as just being there in person with a driver. Obviously, right there to Mike. As we're still trying to get Meadows in here for the most part, as he's, I believe, just deafened. So he will. We'll try to get to him as soon as possible. We'll try to skip over to second, and we'll try to get an interview from there, as Francisco is trackside with second place, Caleb Morrissey.
Caleb Morrissey, is Francisco in the KBRN booth. You got me?
Yep. Can you hear me?
Yeah, I got you loud and clear. So you thrilled us to a fantastic battle there that you had with Cody Meadows. Take us through that.
Yeah, that was a lot of fun. On the flip side of that, really wish some of those cautions wouldn't have happened. I feel like I probably could have ran away with that. I definitely felt like I had the long-term speed. He definitely had me beat on within the first 2 laps, maybe just a lap and a half, and that's all he needed. So good job by him. It was a really fun race. I hope we put on a really good show for you guys.
Yeah, we had a lot of fun watching it, and of course JJ did a great job putting this series together, and we appreciate him doing that. So what are your expectations getting this opener out of the way and moving on to the second race of the season?
Where's it at?
I do not have the schedule in front of me.
I think Kokomo. I can double check.
Yeah, we can give you that information to you in just a second. Still getting It is going to be
Knoxville.
Yes.
Still, yeah, that's a good track. I feel like I can take a lot of similarities out of Eldora there. hopefully the top groove is the way to go. I'm not normally comfortable down in the bottom groove in many dirt tracks. Eldora is one of them I can pull it off, but I'm much more comfortable riding against the wall.
Well, Caleb, you gave us a great P2 effort. So, is there anybody that you want to thank? Any team members, any people in specific, any sponsors that helped put together this race for you to come out here and do this?
Yeah, first and foremost, let's thank the league sponsors. You know, A&B Outdoors, Dirtman Photography, Bottom Shelf, Diecast, you guys in the broadcast booth. Really appreciate what you guys did tonight. I think you guys did a great job. So keep that up, and I'm really excited to see how this plays out. New league. I don't know anybody in this league besides one person, Tyler Snyder. He didn't even race tonight, but that's the person that invited me. So looking forward to see how the rest of this goes.
Well, we enjoy your energy, Caleb, and we look to see you in the future. And we wish you luck, man. Take care.
You'll be seeing me. Thanks, guys.
That was Caleb Morrissey, your second place finish there. Now we're going to try to get to our winner here tonight, Cody Meadows. We'll see if he's got everything situated. Cody, you got a copy of this up in the KBRN booth? I believe we still have the technical. I'm not sure whether it is one of the settings that's kind of off, that's not allowing him to talk. I believe partially push to talk also could be to blame here. Corey, you got a copy with us? Or Cody? Cody, you got us in the KBRN booth? All right, I believe we're not able to get Cody Meadows at the moment, unless he's able to get the thing situated out, or unless we can find a way to speak to him. Cody, you got a copy here? All right. Well, I believe we'll try it. We'll try once more, and we'll bring in third place and Hard Charger Award. The Dirtman Photography Hard Charger Award will go to third place driver, and that is Marshall Ryder, who is standing side by side with Glenn Bunger.
Hey, Marshall, I got a copy. Hey, Marshall, I got a copy. Looks like technical difficulties again. Hey, Marshall, our KBRN Studios, you got a copy? It doesn't look like we got Marshall Ryder.
I'm not sure whether we're still at the technical difficulties, at least for tonight.
Kenneth, it's JJ. Sorry to barge in on the broadcast,
Yes.
but the technical difficulties are with the push to talk button on Discord.
Okay.
We're working through these. We probably won't be able to get the final 3 interviews tonight, but speaking for Cody, he wanted me to tell you guys he loved the broadcast and he had a great time racing, and he really excited about the season. That's all he wanted me to relay to you guys. As for Marshall, he had a really fun race. He said, thank you guys again. Thank all of our sponsors for helping us out tonight. Dirtman Photography, A&B Outdoors, and especially Bottom Shelf Diecast for coming on to sponsor this race. So yeah, the issue with to the push to talk button, unfortunately, we won't be able to get the top 3 interviews tonight. We will sort it out for Thursday.
All right. Well, JJ, we certainly appreciate the information. Obviously, I think we'll try to get that situated out, at least for the next broadcast that we'll have for this series. So obviously, big congratulations to all 3 of the top 3 finishers. We're able to just get one interview in with Caleb Morrissey, but obviously congratulations to all 3. For Cody Meadows for winning $5. Second place, Caleb Morrissey will come home with $3, and Marshall Ryder with the Hard Charger Award. He'll have the Dirtman Photography Hard Charger Award, and he'll have $1 as he will be third. So I guess we won't be able to get the interviews in here tonight, but we can take away and give ourselves some time to take away and kind of think of what we've seen here tonight, recap of what we've seen all night long through the heat races, the last chance qualifier, and of course the feature event 35 laps, which gave Cody Meadows the win. Glenn Bundren, I will turn to you first on this one at least. A race that was very exciting here at Eldora. Of course, Eldora surely always brings the excitement each and every time throughout. A very entertaining track with very entertaining cars. The first time on dirt on the KBueno Racing Network. And at least from your perspective, what were your thoughts, at least so far on tonight, and what we could expect to see in the future from this league specifically?
Oh, I think you'll see again what you saw tonight, Kenneth. amazing racing, amazing heat racing. I'm going to mention it again. The heat racing was probably the best heat racing I ever saw on Irish in the service. Just this league will go somewhere. I promise you, Kenneth. JJ kind of like takes after me in my Irishman series called the Bunch of Long Hair series. It's just like a sister series to it, honestly. It's honestly a really good series. Hope the best to it. Yeah.
Yeah, certainly going to be a lot of fun. Francisco, your thoughts on tonight's action, tonight's race, all the drivers that competed, and of course the way we saw this race file out through 35 laps in the feature.
Yeah, it was a great race. The heats were fantastic, and the last chance qualifier, and ultimately the feature race. We had great racing all around. Everybody was really respectable. You know, I've been looking through the chats, and I've been looking in the YouTube stream. Everything was very fun. A lot of people were enjoying our broadcast here tonight, so we're glad to be able to bring that to everybody who has been watching and is still watching for the post-race activities. So a great time out here to do it again, and it was a great experience, you know, covering the dirt races with you, Glenn, and obviously you, Kenneth, with the owner of the channel. So it was a great night here tonight, and I'm looking forward to being able to do this again.
Kenneth, it's me again. They think they got it situated. You want to give it one more try?
All right, I guess if we can do so, then I think I believe we'll bring Cody Meadows in first, and obviously since he is the winner, we'll bring Marshall Ryder in second, and we'll just see. Cody, you got a copy finally in the KBRN booth tonight?
No.
All right, there we go. So
Hey.
at least now I can get to my question. Cody, of course, you come home with a win here in the A&B Outdoors QuickTime Sprint Car Series from the Eldora Speedway in the kickoff opening race. Just give us your thoughts about what this race was for you, because I know there was a lot of challengers to face your ground and face your desk, specifically drivers like Caleb Morrissey, Marshall Ryder, Jesse Atkinson. There were so many drivers who were looking at that chance for first, but you were able to hold on. You led 10 laps on the way to victory. Just give us your thoughts, your emotions right now, or at least your expectations of what this race was going to be and how you were able to hold on for the victory.
Where do I start? It was just halfway through. I remember I got into the wall there a little bit. I went back a few spots, and I started to get a little down, but I knew if I kept in it, I have a chance. I mean, I remember running the practice session later this week or last week, and I remember the high line being really good, and my gut was just like, go to the high, you'll be fine. And that seemed to work. I give props to Caleb. My God, that was a battle and a half. But, like, motion-wise, I'm ecstatic. I couldn't feel like I could have made my team just as much happy as I feel like I did today.
And certainly a great moment for you guys. You guys win this race, and it was a lot of fun to watch. Not only, I assume as a driver, it was a lot of fun, but from us up in the booth, it was exciting, on our toes, and right at the edge of our seat each and every moment. Cody, was there any sort of worry about these lap traffic? I know that it kind of played a factor into how the race was getting situated out just a couple of times. I know obviously contact and them trying to get out of the way, and just a very different compared to what we usually see on the asphalt side of things. Was there any worry that lap traffic could play a role into how you were able to hold on to the win, or any driver could try to catch up to you tonight?
Oh, definitely. I mean, like right there at the end, a few cautions before, I remember seeing a bunch of lap cars in front of me, and I had, like I said, Caleb right there on my six, and I remember him getting around me, and I was able to get enough grip to go low and pull the slide job on him into the next turn. But man, crazy night.
Certainly an amazing night for sure. Cody, we'll let you go celebrate here from Eldora, Ohio, but before we let you go, is there any sponsors, any teams, or really anyone you just like to give the shout out and love to for your victory here tonight on the dirt?
Definitely, man. I like definitely my team, man. They're a big help. I like to give a shout to my teammate Zach. He didn't have such a good race. I'd like to give a shout out to the sponsors, A&B Outdoors, Dirtman Photography, and Bottom Shelf Diecast. I'd like to thank you guys for coming out and broadcasting the race, and the owner of this league, man. It's just a lot of fun, man. I can't wait for the next one.
Well, Cody, we'll let you go out and celebrate. Surely you're happy about this moment. Congratulations here on your win in the kickoff race in the AMB Outdoors QuickTime Sprint Car Series. And, of course, we appreciate the time as always. Thank you for joining us. We'll let you go celebrate right here at Eldora.
All right. Have a good one, y'all.
That was Cody Meadows, your winner here tonight from Eldora. Now, we're finally going to get to third. We're finally going to get to our interview. At least we'll try to get that in. The Hard Charger Award winner, sponsored by Dirtman Photography. That is Marshall Ryder, who comes home in the last step of the podium. He is trackside now with Glenn Bunger.
Hey, Marshall Ryder, it's KBRN Studios. Got a copy, man?
I hear you.
All right, Marshall, you're a Hard Charger race winner award, if you will. You started 11th, you finished third, man. You came up there with 5 to go. What did you need more to pass the 2 leaders?
Need a little more time, and I knew I could stick to the outside, and then I'd be able to get them, because on a slick track like that, and that's where the cushion was, and I could just ride around out there. That's what I did all race, and was flying through the field and trying to find the grip, because the track was so slick, and it's definitely important to find grip on a slick track.
That's most excellent. Correct. Next week, this upcoming Thursday, we are at, I believe, was it Kokomo? I said, no, Knoxville.
Eldora.
Kind of some. Wait, what?
We're back to Eldora.
Oh, I thought schedule said. Okay, well, we're back to Eldora for another, I assume, 35 lap feature event. Can you base this race to Thursday's race, if you will?
Well, hopefully hopefully the track really isn't that slick, because it definitely was a pedal fest. Meaning you had to pedal the gas a little bit, making sure you don't over throttle, because if it gets loose, then you'll spin out because you're putting too much gas in on a slick track. And hopefully the cushion's there again, and we can definitely ride around the outside and hopefully finish in the top 3 again.
Yeah, that's right, Marshall. Marshall Wright finishes third. You got any sponsors, any family members you want to thank for tonight's race?
Definitely Bottom Shelf Diecast and Dirtman Photography. My mom, my brothers and sisters, all my friends, all my fans, Northway Christian Community, Northway Student Ministry, like all those guys there. Travis, Josh, JJ, Mark, Giovanni, everyone there. They've helped me a lot throughout this year, and it was really awesome to finish third for them. So I'm really happy for myself. And then thank you to John Broussard for letting me drive for him. It's definitely an honor to race for him. And how many wins I have, like in NIS, I have 6 wins. I got 6 wins this year, so it definitely helps out a lot, winning and being at the top, which is where everyone wants to be. And it was definitely awesome to finish third.
That is right. Marshall Ryder finishes third. Marshall Ryder, thank you.
That is Marshall Ryder, third place finisher, podium finisher, and of course the Dirtman Photography Hard Charger Award winner. Well, that seems to sum it up. It appears we've actually got by the technical issues. We were able to get by all 3 of the podium finishers here tonight from Eldora. I'll turn once more to you, JJ, since I know you're already in here, a league owner and founder. After tonight, I know you had a lot of high hopes. You had a lot of confidence exuding from you when you did that test race a little bit earlier. I know I was there to watch just a little bit of it, and you said this was going to be one of the most fun leagues and one of the most competitive leagues that you've seen throughout. After tonight's event, and after what we've seen tonight, and after we've crowned a winner here at Eldora, what are your expectations and your thoughts about how the rest of the season will move forward in the Dirt Sprint Cars?
Well, from a ownership standpoint, there's a couple things we can fix as it pertains to the session itself. The racing, on the other hand, I don't think you can get much better than that. That was a pretty good show that I think we put on. Just mainly got to focus on how we're going to set up the track for each race now. Now that we know we got talent in the series and guys who can compete and race on tracks like this, I think this only helps us as admins because we know we can trust our drivers. And just honestly, tonight was a great success in my opinion. I hope everyone at home watching on KBRN loved it. I hope all of our sponsors out here today who were watching loved it. Hope you guys loved it. I hope you guys had fun commentating this. That's what this series is about, having fun watching good racing. And I think after tonight, I'm confident we will be able to keep doing that all season long.
Well, I'm confident that all of us in the booth were certainly excited. Glenn, Francisco, I know you guys can attest. I know you guys can already express your thoughts about tonight and just how fun it was watching everything go down, essentially.
It was very exciting. With the heat races were probably the best I saw ever on iRacing, man. You had slide jobs, you had side-by-side battling, clean battling, just all around a good race, a good session.
Yeah, I had a great time covering this race with these two guys up here. We saw a lot of great racing, a lot of great battles, good drivers. It had everything, and honestly, it was a great time to be up here covering it. And I'm looking forward to being able to do this again. So thank you, JJ, for putting this together, and we hope to continue doing this moving forward.
Well, that seems to wrap up our thoughts. And of course, if you're looking for my opinion, certainly a lot of fun, and especially a lot of fun considering it was our first time on the KBueno Racing Network covering dirt racing and dirt sprint car racing, and just how exciting that is, not only on the real side of things with the World of Outlaws, but right here, and just how you can replicate it here on the sim in iRacing. Well, it's time to wrap things up for the broadcast here from New Weston, Ohio, and the virtual Eldora Speedway. And of course, to start off, we firstly want to thank each and every one of you for tuning into the YouTube chat, or you tuning into the YouTube stream, whether you watch the beginning, you watch the end, whether you watch the entire thing throughout, or whether you just kind of give a little bit of support in the chat. We surely appreciate it, and we appreciate all the support that you all give us each and every week for every one of our series right here on the KBueno Racing. Now, we're going to give a big shout out and a big thank you to the owner of this league, JJ Hill, for putting this all together over the past couple of weeks. Obviously going to be strong in moving forward with their vision to provide the best dirt sprint car action on iRacing in this league specifically. And for all the admins, Shane DiMantova, the helpers, Cole Williams, and Aiden Kirker for helping along, trying to make sure this league is as great as possible. And from all of us at the KBueno Racing Network, for Charlie Baier, who's not here tonight in the booth, but for us in the booth and my colleagues alongside, for Glenn Bunger for joining me, thank you for joining us in the booth tonight. It was a lot of fun covering with you. And of course, Francisco Bacalhau, my name is Kenneth Bueno, saying good night from Eldora Speedway. We'll see you after the 2021 season build.